Oh crap. No, 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 no. I'm gonna die. Guys, help me. Yep, that's me. The old bald guy getting chased around by undead skeletons and screaming his head off. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Well, it's a bit of a long story, but if you stick around, I promise I'll tell you everything. It all started when I entered the zone of Duskwood for the first time. I had heard lots of good things about the area. Oh, just wait, you're going to love Duskwood. Can't wait for you to reach Darkshire, it's my favorite. Well, what they actually meant by that was, this place is absolutely terrifying, and you have to watch your back at all times. No person in their right mind should ever be venturing out here alone. Yeah, they kinda left that part out. But anyways, ever since I got here, I've been traveling all over the place, completing quests, solving mysteries, unlocking dark secrets, discovering new mobs, farming skeletons for hours at a time, and strangely enough, running errands for my ex-brother-in-law, Abercrombie, who I haven't seen in years. Along the way, I've also met some other interesting characters. There's one guy in particular named Sven, whose family was murdered years ago that I've been helping out. He wants to uncover the mystery of a shadowy figure he saw on the night of their deaths, which leads us to the start of this episode. After speaking with Tavern Keep Smits, I've just confirmed that the shadowy figure Sven saw on the night of his family's death was none other than a man they call Jitters. I ran into him a few nights back and I could tell right away. There was definitely something suspicious about him. But before we go confront him, I just hit level 28 and I want to make a quick stop in Stormwind to see if there's any abilities worth training. Ooh, nice. Rank 2 Arcane Intellect. Oh, this looks interesting. Conjure Mana Agate. Conjures a Mana Agate that can be used to instantly restore 375 to 425 mana. Conjured items disappear if logged out for more than 15 minutes. Oh, so it's just like the conjured food and water consumables. Yo, that's legit. Now initially, I thought this was going to be super overpowered because I just stack up a bunch of these things and have basically unlimited mana. But I quickly learned that you can only hold one in your inventory at a time. Still helpful, but not as crazy as I first thought. Rank 2 Mana Shield, and dude, let's go. Rank 2 Blizzard. Oh, that's amazing. From 212 damage to 366 damage. That's huge. That'll cut down some of the time farming mobs by a considerable amount. Now while I'm here, there is one thing that I'd like to do. I picked up this old history book while farming skeletons in Duskwood, and it sounds kind of interesting. And you know me, I always love a good side quest. I've been instructed to return the book to the Stormwind library, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Right, so I'm here at the library. It looks like I need to speak with this guy, Milton Sheaf. Good day, sir. He's quite interested in the book. Ooh, what's that old book you have there? Can I see it? He then tells me that the book hasn't rested on these shelves in years, and that after being restored, he'd be honored to place it within their rare books collection. As a token of gratitude, he hands me a small payment, and well, shoot, doesn't look like I'll be following up with this quest anytime soon, seeing as when I look at the quest log, it's red. And also, I have no idea where South Shore is. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's super far away, but keep this in the back of your minds because I will be returning to this quest later in our journey. Next stop, the Red Ridge Mountains. Gotta turn to one of these old quests to Magistrate Solomon. Oh, great, 35 XP. As always, a massive shout out to my Patreons for supporting the channel throughout this creative work. I am truly honored and greatly appreciate your generosity. If you'd like to become a part of the Patreon family, be sure to click on the link listed in the description below. Now without further ado, let's hop back into this story. Alright, back to Duskwood we go. Time to return to Ravenhill because I've got some unfinished business with Mr. Jitters to attend to. I'm sure Sven is wondering what has been taking me so long. Oh geez, yeah, let's try not to get killed by the level 35 elite waltzing down the road. They look like they've got it covered. Don't mind me, just gonna walk around you guys here. Oops, did I just say I was going to interrogate Jitters? What I meant to say was my ADHD would kick in and I'd get totally sidetracked as I stumbled upon this ogre territory. But It's actually kind of fortunate because the last time I spoke with Abercrombie, he told me he needed me to retrieve his box of tools and herbs that these ogres had stolen from him. Plus, I've been really looking forward to trying out my new rank 2 blizzard. Oh, it's so glorious. And I think this is my first encounter with ogres, right? I honestly don't remember. There's so many mob types I can't even keep them all straight. Personally, I like the ones with 2 heads. What an interesting life that would be. Can you imagine what that would be like? Having someone else attached to you at all times and they're able to control your body as well? Like, how would that work? What if one of them wants to go for a walk, but the other one wants to take a nap? And what if they don't agree on what they want to wear? Maybe one head feels like dressing up, but the other head wants to keep it casual. Do they alternate days where only one of them gets full control of the body, or simply take turns with every other task? These are important questions that I need the answer to. Haha, I found Abercrombie's crate. Nope, wait, that's just a chest full of melon juice. Haha, I found Abercrombie's crate, and while we're here, might as well go spelunking in this fiery, hellish ogre cave. Oh look, another chest. Well now, I'd say that was a very successful ogre massacre, if I do say so myself. Time to go return these supplies to Abercrombie. You got my crate? Funny story actually, you see, I had to kill a bunch of these ogres, and then there was this chest sitting right next to it that I thought was your crate, but actually it was just a chest full of melon juice. Just give it to me. All right, jeez. Don't get your panties in a bunch, bro. Or should I say ex-bro? Starting to understand why Denise didn't like you. Thank the neck. Well, thank you, Z-Mac. You have more than earned your reward. Yeah, I'd say so. I've been running all over Duskwood running these errands for you. Take this note to Elo Ebenlock, the mayor of Darkshire. He and I are old friends, and when he reads it and discovers what you did for me, I'm sure he'll be just as happy as I am. Ha 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 ha. Sorry. You good? Yeah, I think so. Might want to get that checked out. Sounds kind of serious. All right, let's crack open this letter real quick. The letters on this note seem to flicker and dance across its surface. It is impossible to glean meaning from them. Is this one of those lemon juice sinks? You know, like the one from National Treasure? Okay, what was I supposed to be doing? Oh, the shadowy figure, that's right. Let's go talk to Jitters. Who are you? Leave me be. Dude, we've already met before, like 2 episodes ago, when you asked me to bring you some dusky crab cakes. Totally forgot to do that, by the way. My bad. I think the quest went gray, so I just got rid of it. Anyways, yes, I'm the author of that book. You finally found me, eh? Yes, I know. I'm sorry, I got a bit distracted on the way here. Well, if you read that journal, then you only know half of it. He then hands me the completed journal and tells me that the rest of the pages contain the full story of what happened at Sven's farm. Oh boy, this should be good. Just to recap, the first half of the journal told us that Jitters found a cursed scythe, accidentally unleashed the worgen into Duskwood, all of his friends were brutally murdered by the beast, and that he ended up hiding out in Sven's farm for the next couple days. Now, I don't usually read through the entirety of the text of my videos for this sort of thing, but this story is actually quite good, and it's worth the read. Like, seriously though, it's heartfelt, emotional, well thought out, and okay, yeah, I might have teared up a bit as I read through it. Is that what you want to hear? It's probably, no, it definitely is the best quest journal storytelling that I've encountered thus far throughout my time playing Classic WoW. So sit back, maybe grab a cup of coffee or settle into your favorite grinding spot, and let's dive in. Perhaps I am doomed to witness the change I wrought on Duskwood. Perhaps it is my fate to watch as the worgen tear into this land, staining it ever darker with their foulness. If that truly is my fate, then it's twofold. For the worgen are not the only power to clutch at Duskwood. The fiends from Deadwind Pass have also staked claim. That is the next chapter of my tale, and I pray it is the last. After surviving the flight from Roland's Doom, I hid within a barn owned by a man named Sven. I spent a few days in the barn, and such horror lingered with me that I never once made myself known to Sven or his family. But from what I saw from my hiding place, I knew these farmers were quite decent folk. Had I stepped from my concealment, I think they would have taken me in, but trust is hard for me. Harder still after that shock in the mine. So I remained hidden, and it saved my life. A few days after I arrived at the barn, Sven left his farm for Darkshire. He kissed his wife and smiled to his children and promised to return soon with toys and sweets. The poor man. That was the last time he saw his family unmutilated. At least they parted happily. And at least his wife was the first to die and was freed from seeing the slaughter of her children. But these small graces do nothing for me. I saw what happened, and it will ever haunt my dreams. My hand trembles as I recall the details of that night when Sven was away and his family was doomed to face the Black Riders alone. Again, regret claws at me, for I was there and could have risen against those fiends from Deadwind Pass. But it's a false regret. It's the same that plagues any survivor of a tragedy. I know that had I left my place of hiding, I too would have been killed. My body ripped and torn, and its pieces spread so widely that I would not be recognized. But even though I know I could have done nothing to stop this heinous murder, one true regret does remain. I brought the Black Riders to Sven's farm. My discovery of the scythe not only unleashed the Worgen upon Duskwood, it drew the riders from Deadwind Pass. I know this because just before they began their slaughter, they asked one question to Sven's wife as she held her children close, giving them what comfort she could, though she was certain death was near. "The scythe of Elune," one of the riders shrieked in a voice both harsh and shrill, like the grinding of an axe on stone, and the last word, Elune, it croaked as if choking on the sound. Dread gripped me when I heard that voice, both from the horrid sound of it and because I knew the scythe of which the rider spoke. It must be the same cursed thing I drew from the rocks of Roland's Dooms days before. It was what the Black Rider sought, and it was what would kill Sven's family. I never learned the name of Sven's wife, as she was only ever called Dearest and My Love and Mommy by her husband and children. But I wish I knew it. I am the only living memory of her deed that day. And although she was just a farmer's wife, never have I seen a man or woman act with such bravery. Of course, she did not know of the scythe, but when she learned the riders sought it, in an instant a plan formed in her head, and it was bold and clever. If only it had worked. "The scythe?" she said in a calm voice. "Of course I do. Who here wouldn't?" She looked at the riders with steady eyes, and I would have sworn she spoke the truth if I had not known better. There was no way she could know about the scythe. Her gambit paid off. The same rider who uttered the question before bent his head slightly toward her and shrieked, "Where?" "I'll take you, all of you," she said, and I could see a small hope flicker behind her eyes. "But the way is far, and my children would just slow us. We must leave them." Her trick was simple, but simple tricks have the best hope of success. If it worked, it would lead the riders away from the farm. She would be lost, but her children would be safe. And it would work, if only the riders believed her noble lies. Although I have never been a student of the light, I prayed fiercely for Sven's wife as she stood against those terrible riders. "Please," I prayed, "let them believe." They stood frozen, and she met their gazes with calm. Then one rider looked up, as if hearing a distant call. He drew from his garb a small gem and peered into it. He then gestured with the bauble towards Sven's wife. A light crept from the rider toward the woman, shaping itself into a grim white hand. She stared into the light, unflinching, but I could see uncertainty behind her mask of confidence. When the hand reached her, it spread its fingers over her head and it squeezed. Sven's wife stood rigid as a board and her eyes grew wide, and although her lips pulled back to mouth a scream, no sound escaped. After a few moments of this torture, the hand released her, dropping her to her knees. The rider who held the bauble then sat erect in his saddle, and a loud voice erupted from it. "This woman lies," it said in a voice that has scarred my dreams. "She has not seen the scythe." After this, the rider's shoulders stooped slightly, as if a spirit within him had fled. And then, in the old shrieking voice it used earlier, these final words were uttered. "The Lord has spoken. Kill them." I cannot describe what happened next. It is clear in my mind, but even my wretched soul cannot put to paper the events of those next few grisly minutes. I can only write that Sven's family was killed, and soon after, Sven returned to this grim, deathly scene. Such grief was in him that I was afraid to show myself, and so afraid was I that he would find me, I fled from my hiding spot in the barn. I do not know where Sven is now, but I pray he will someday find peace. I spent the next few weeks moving from place to place, never lingering for fear of the riders. I am now in the abandoned town of Raven's Hill, as always, hiding. I cannot face whatever power they used against Sven's wife, and I know it searches Duskwood even still for the scythe. It is lost to me, and I thank the light for this. For had I kept it, I know I would have been found. Even now, I know in my heart that I will be found. I'm so tired. Oof, goosebumps. The author knew what they were doing. This sentence in particular where you read, I never learned the name of Sven's wife, as she was only ever called dearest and my love and mommy by her husband and children. That was such a powerful setup for the story. It really amplified the key moments, her act of bravery, her tragic death, and Sven's grief when he learned that his family was taken from him. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but there's something about that story that just grips and resonates with me. I hope that we encounter more stories like this throughout our journey. Right, let's go break the news to Sven. I'm kind of curious to see how he's going to react. Hey buddy, did you find who the shadowy figure was? As a matter of fact, I did. Here's the journal. I'm afraid it's a bit of a hard read. Oh, you're done with it already? Okay, that was fast. Sven doesn't seem too choked up about the story. He's actually more concerned with finding these dark riders and revenge. I have seen these riders in Duskwood and have seen them speak with the wizard Morbant Fae at the Forlorn Row. Another dark wizard named Morbant Fae. Sounds interesting. Oh, he's actually a necromancer. And before Sven turns me loose to take him down, he wants to test my strength first. So he tasked me with killing more skeletons. Yay. So I head back to the cemetery and it turns out that the mobs I need to extinguish are down here in the Dawning Wood catacombs. Ugh, healers. I hate fighting healers. They always take so long to die. Oh gosh, these guys are like immune to magic or something. The skeletal warder. Well, that's quite the pickle we find ourselves in, isn't it? How am I supposed to kill these warders? They're immune to everything. Looks like it's time for the power of friendship. Yes, it's been a minute, but I think it's about time we team up with some companions once again. Oh, and look at that. Easy peasy. It's honestly hilarious how often I forget that there's just other people running around that can easily help me with stuff. All right, let's finish up killing the 15 skeletal raiders. There we go. Turn in this quest to Sven. Your skill in combat, Zemek, cannot be doubted. Your resolve may yet see us through to the end of Morbant Fae. Well, are there going to be any more of those warders? Because those things kind of suck donkey doo-doo. Seeking wisdom, go to the city of Stormwind and speak with Bishop Farthling in the Cathedral of Light. Give him Jitter's journal and tell him you mean to face Morbant Fae. To Stormwind we will go, to Stormwind we will go. Hi-ho the Dario, to Stormwind we will go. Oh baby, the missing diplomat. So if you guys couldn't already tell, I'm a bit behind with the videos compared to where I'm actually at with my character. So I do know how some of these quests turn out. It's a pretty epic questline, but no spoilers. We'll come back to this one later. Good day, Bishop Farthling. Why, yes, that was me singing a little tune earlier. If you're looking for someone to join the church choir, I might... Oh, wow, I just got roasted by a bishop. Was not expecting that. An evil taint has gained a foothold within the already beleaguered Duskwood. I thank the light we have a hero such as you to face it. Oh, yeah? Well, you have a funny way of showing it, but you must first prepare yourself for the coming trial, for the necromancer Morbant Fae is immensely powerful and has cast dark enchantments about himself to protect him from physical assaults. If you are to defeat him, you will need a weapon that is proof against these protections. Yes, I would love a new weapon. No, it's another spin-off quest. I'd have to go to Menethil Harbor in the wetlands to continue with this one. Has anyone else noticed these random pictures of hot women hung up all over the place? It's kind of hilarious. I then decided to stop at the auction house to stock up on some potions, take a griffin back to Darkshire, and what was I going to do? Oh, that's right. I need to deliver Abercrombie's letter to the mayor. I'm sure Lord Ebenlock will be quite pleased to hear from an old friend. Abercrombie? I don't know a person of that name. Wait, what? He told me you guys were buddies back in the day. Oh dear, this can't be good. You say you have a letter for me from this Abercrombie fellow? You know what? On second thought, it's probably not important. The letter, Zemek. Okay, fine. Might need some lemon juice for that. After looking it over, he asks, what language is this? It looks ancient. I can't read it. Right. Should we just toss it then? Take the note to Sira von Indy. That's an interesting name. He's very learned in languages and ancient arts. If anyone here can translate this message, it's he. Well, I've got a very bad feeling about this. let's go talk to this guy. He tells me he doesn't know him, but that if he's living at the graveyard, his brains are likely rotted out. Yeah, my sister used to say the same thing about him. I'll just need a little bit of time to translate. Ha, just kidding. I translated it for you instantly. Wow, that was very impressive. Thank you. I know, but oh dear, this is bad, very bad indeed. The air grows heavy, as if a thick black curtain is drawn over the land. Oh my, if what is written on this note is true, then Abercrombie's done something unspeakable. Better bring the translated note back to Elo, and do so quickly, for I fear a doom already lumbers toward our town. Oh no, what does the letter say? Greetings, Elo Ebenluck, Mayor of Darkshire. I'm afraid I have news for your town, grave news. You see, I am a creator. I fooled the bearer of this note into aiding me in my latest, most dire creation, a fiend of flesh and bone and twisted metal. As you read this, it's likely outside my humble dwelling, gnashing its teeth and waiting for my word to go forth and slaughter. But you'll know soon enough, the embalmer. Gosh dang it, frickin' Abercrombie. He was using me this entire time. I should have known better not to trust him. Let's see what the mayor has to say about this. Elo reads the letter, and his face goes white. He then looks at you. Although the aid you gave Abercrombie may have been motivated from kindness, your actions have doomed our town. Well, shoot. So not only was I wrong about Sven, but I got totally swindled by the actual villain. This is not going to look good on my resume. But the mayor has something else to say to me. The embalmer is a name told in one of our children's stories. He was a kindly alchemist driven mad by the death of his wife, Eliza. Must have been his second wife. To restore her, he used dark magic to place his own heart within the bosom of his dead spouse. This revived Eliza, but it cursed her with a hunger for human flesh, forcing the embalmer to keep her buried. His heart is his power. Find his wife's grave, retrieve his heart, and bring it to me while it still beats. Do this and his power will be broken. Wait, what? While the heart still beats? That's, ugh. How does that even work? But, okay, sounds like hope is not completely lost. I might be able to turn things around here. I just have to find Abercrombie's beating heart inside his dead wife's corpse. Hey, at least it's not a head this time. But no, yeah, a beating heart is way worse for sure. Now, of course, before I attempt the last-ditch effort to save the town of Darkshire, I need to pay a visit to Abercrombie and give him a piece of my mind with this angry emote. You dirty, rotten, no good son of a gun. And that's about all I can do because I can't talk or even interact with him. And that, my friends, finally brings us all the way back to the start of the video. What? I told you I'd tell you everything. So I make my way behind the shack, click on Eliza's grave dirt, and I get this quest pop-up that reads, you dig through the semi-loose dirt over the grave and find the remains of a coffin. Within the coffin, you can feel the vibrating scrapes of clawed fingers and the gnashing of rotted teeth. Will you open the coffin and retrieve the embalmer's heart? On second thought, I'm sure the town of Darkshire will be fine. I mean, honestly, I don't even really know these people that well. I literally just got here a few days ago, so all right. I'll open the coffin. Holy mackerel! She's a level 31 elite mob and a level 28 guard? Yeah, no shot. I'm getting out of here. Once again, it looks like it's time for the power of friendship. Yeah, baby. Found myself a teammate and his name is Daddy Pally. Guys, I promise you, I'm not making this stuff up. I just keep running into people with amazing, hilarious names. And just for good measure, we coax another random guy into helping us out. Had to sweet talk him a little bit. All right, let's do this. Oh crap, I immediately took the aggro. That's not good. Oh shoot, there's 3 of them on me. Ah! No. I'm gonna die. Help! Guys, help me! Yep, I died. And by the time I make it back, the corpse has already completely deteriorated and we have to do it again. But this time, my new friends show me the ways of the Jedi, or the mage, I mean. I can simply just stand on top of this shack here and blast them to smithereens from a safe distance. Nice. Hooray, we did it. So I grab Abercrombie's beating heart, and before returning to the mayor to tell him the good news, I decide, well, since I'm already over here, I might as well go ahead and farm some mobs. What? I'm sure the people of Darkshire will be fine, but there's one problem. I stopped recording and kinda sorta forgot to turn it back on, which I'm actually pretty bummed about, but what can you do? So in order to make it up to you guys, I've decided to show off my artistry skills. Here's a drawing of me speaking with the mayor, and here's the dialogue from the completion of the quest. You've done it. The magic within his heart will be proof against the embalmer's evil and a powerful aegis over the town of Darkshire. You have done a great thing for our people, Zemak. Your name will remain in our annals, in our what? In our annals? In our annals forever. And with that, I reached level 29. That was a fun little questline. Nothing like getting some revenge on your deranged ex-brother-in-law. I can't wait to tell Denise about this one. Now you might be thinking, alright, he killed the undead wife, defeated Abercrombie, I guess that's it then. Well, hold your horses, buddy. I'm not done yet. I still have a full bar of XP to get through if I'm going to make it to level 30 by the end of this video. Plus, when I first entered Duskwood, I made a promise to someone, and I intend to keep it. Now for the leveling, it's nothing too crazy. I spend most of my time aiding Kalar with the population control of the Worgen. Yeah, remember the vile things and the tainted ones? He wasn't lying when he said they're the toughest ones yet. I end up dying multiple times. They even tore through all of my clothes at one point, which puts me in a bit of a slump. A mid-WoW crisis, some might call it. Now during my time farming the Worgen, I run into this peculiar pair of players. One of them is only level 22, and the other is level 60. And while I'm trying to find some tainted ones to complete the quest, the level 60 is dashing all over the place, killing mobs in one hit, which is really unfortunate for me. I can only assume this is some sort of boosting service. I could be wrong, but if it is, it makes me ask the question, what is the point of doing this? He's not even playing the game. He's just watching her do everything. I know this sort of thing happens in all MMOs, but it's just kind of strange to me. Maybe there's something going on here that I'm just not aware of. You guys can let me know. Thankfully, I get some help from a good old chap named Caldoz or Caldozy, and we're able to knock out my Tainted Ones quota for the quest. And then I decided to simply head over to the Rotting Orchard to farm a bunch of these Worgen. I found this spot where the mobs have a really low cooldown, they're an appropriate level for me, and they're giving me some really good XP returns. I really want to reach level 30 before taking on my next challenge. Yeah, level 30, halfway to 60, baby. Well, actually, Zemak, level 30 is not the true halfway point to 60. If you're going by sheer amount of XP alone, the halfway point is actually closer to level 45. Seriously, guys? Seriously? Come on. That is not what I need to hear right now. How about a congrats, Zemak, you're doing such a great job. Keep it up. We believe in you. No, I'm just messing with you guys. I know a lot of you are excited and supportive of the sloth-paced progress that I'm making. And now, the moment you haven't been waiting for, the final boss of Duskwood. At least for me anyways. When I first entered the region of Duskwood, I jumped into a quest called The Legend of Stalvin, and well, I was in a little over my head, considering that Stalvin Mistmantle was level 32, and I was just a measly, pitiful 26. I didn't stand a chance against the infamous child predator, but I made him a promise that one day I would return to his home and enact vengeance for all the innocent lives he stole those many years ago. And today is that day. Today is Retribution Day. So I make my way back to where Stalvin lives, and seriously, he's not spawned again. I guess I'll just stand here and wait for him to respawn. Oh, there he is. So I give him a little Frost Nova Blizzard Wombo combo just for good measure. Taste vengeance, you creep. It's over. It's done, Sam. And with Stalvin's dying breath, he utters these final words. Wait, no, he's dead. Yeah, he's definitely dead. Woof, I'm not gonna lie. That felt really satisfying. And I hope that the children of Darkshire can now sleep soundly in their beds without the threat of Stalvin looming over them. Let's go turn in the quest to Madame Ava. I know, Zemak, Stalvin is dead. I sensed a wave of hope ripple through the tainted forest. Once and for all, Duskwood is free from his bloodthirst. My joy is hampered by thoughts of those who fell prey to the horrible beast. Nonetheless, you are a brave and cunning mage. Ooh, Ring of Forlorn Spirits. That's kind of nice. So with that, I turn in the final Worgen quest to Jonathan Caravan himself, receive a Cloak of Faith and a nice little wand upgrade called the Consecrated Wand, take a moment in the town square to pose at the top of the Darkshire Fountain, and that pretty much concludes my time here in Duskwood. I've had a blast exploring this region, met a bunch of interesting characters along the way, experienced a variety of unique quests and stories, and I will not be forgetting all of the adventures and good times that I've had in this splendid but terrifying zone. And now this old balding mage is exhausted. There's really only one thing left to do. So I stop in at my favorite tavern in all of Azeroth. Allison asks me if I'll be having the usual. I tell her, yes, please. Sit down, kick my feet back, and enjoy a nice glass of ice cold milk. Ah, this is the life.